Capcom Cup 11 was just this past weekend and it was insane. There is a lot to talk about it. We can talk about Ryu, how strong, powerful he is. We can talk about the insane story of Blaz, the 15-year-old out of Chile that came out of nowhere and showed everyone who's boss. But to me, what interests me the most is how he actually played Ryu. You see, when you speak the name Ryu, I think of Hadouken, I think of Goa, that's a different game. I think of Daigo versus Alex Valle, I think of amazing fireball game. But Blaz showed us that, because he doesn't have that preconceived notion. We always have an idea of how a character is supposed to work. Blaz is 15, so he's free to establish his own style without really being held back by these old school ideologies. The way Blaz played Ryu, Blaz blade, that's actually insane. The way he played Ryu was incredibly eye-opening to me, because he almost played Ryu like a wall. He didn't play him as a rushdown character, not as a zoner. He never tried to establish a fireball game. As a matter of fact, when he tried to go for fireballs, Angry Bird and others were able to get a punish on him. And in general, Ryu, I don't think it's not very rewarding to go for a fireball game with Ryu in Street Fighter 6 sometimes. Yes, it can work as a poke, yes, you can maybe attack your opponent drive, but he's not like a fireball drive rush character. He can't really enforce a mix-up out of it the same ways that you can with many other characters who have, in my opinion, superior fireballs in this game. So Blaz never tried to go for a fireball game. Instead, he played him like a wall. And for this playstyle, his cornerstone of this entire playstyle was the Shoto standing heavy punch. How many times did you see Blaz going for a standing heavy punch into medium kick, donkey kick? This happened so much, and obviously there were other buttons that he used to make this game plan work, but let's first discuss why this was so powerful to begin with. You see, the standing heavy punch for Ryu, and to be honest, all of the Shotos, they are kinda bonkers. This normal is 10 frame startup, have huge range, 5 frame active, which is absurd for normal in Street Fighter 6, and have a 19 frame cancel window, meaning that it is hit confirmable. If you watch any of the Blaz matches, you will notice that he did standing heavy punch into medium kick, donkey kick so many times. This is his wills that he kept going for over and over and over, and that sequence, it's very strong. First of all, it deals a real high amount of ship damage to your opponent drive gauge. That sequence does over an entire bar worth of drive damage. So the opponent can't keep blocking them. And guess what? It is a true block string. If the opponent try to mash, well, they can't. If they block the heavy punch, they have to block the follow-up medium kick, donkey kick. And because the heavy punch have so much range and the donkey kick have so much pushback, yes, this is -8, but try to punish it. Most of the times during the matches, you will notice that Blaz didn't get punished. There's so much pushback that even if the opponent tried to take back their turn with a crouching medium kick, most of the times it will whiff. This creates a really good space trap that also deals surprisingly high amount of chip damage. Think of M. Bison Scissors. Blaz pretty much used this sequence to create this sort of situation. Because if they try to take back their turn with a crouching medium kick or a light, a follow-up heavy punch will whiff punish them, and then he gets a follow-up combo, and like I said, this is hit confirmable. If the opponent tried to go for a longer normal like a heavy kick or an Akuma forward heavy punch, well, Ryu have other tools, and that's where his other tools will come into the play. He has a crouching medium punch, which is 6 frames, so it's really fast, and it is 4 frames active. He also has standing light kick, and these two moves, you will notice that Blaz used them so much for interruption. Whenever he thought that the opponent was gonna try to interrupt, well, Blaz was sure to stick out the crouching medium punch and standing light kick. His timing was immaculate. But maybe the opponent will try to go for a longer normal, something like a Ken heavy kick or a heavy normal with a long range. And that's where Blaz's insane whiff punish ability, especially with the sweep. And I will say, Ryu's sweep is deceptively long. It's 9 frame startup, so it is decently fast, and it is really long. It got so much range that it enabled him to whiff punish from really long distances. What do you guys think? You're convinced? I hope so. If you like the video but you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Over 70% of my viewers aren't, so you get to see more of me and my friends, the EX-Men. And yes, like my canon Magneto is I recruited him. Excuse the silliness and enjoy the rest of your video. But the benefits of the standing heavy punch doesn't just stop at this very specific situation. The thing about this move is that it also offers Ryu a safe drive rush cancel. Ryu can heavy punch, drive rush, and block. Even if you try to DP, he still can block in time. As a matter of fact, standing heavy punch, drive rush, crouching medium punch is a true block string that the opponent still can't mash out. And you will notice that a lot of time Blaz did heavy punch, drive rush, crouching medium punch into back heavy kick. The crouching medium does leave Ryu at a +4 advantage. He is at throw range, so he can throw you afterward, but he was going for the back heavy kick to catch the delay tick. And even if they didn't delay tick, that is still a lot of chip damage to your opponent drive. Blaz's entire game plan was, I'm gonna chip at you with my heavy punch and you're gonna have to act because there isn't like a way out. If you don't know how to whiff punish me, if you don't know how to space yourself to make it so that I am close enough so that this is unsafe, you're gonna get chipped. And that absolutely is what he did. And obviously there is a lot of other like factors that make this game plan work for him, right? As a fact that if you happen to get a punish counter, he can immediately send you to the corner. The fact that Ryu's damage output is absurdly high, especially if you have a heavy starter and especially if you have the dungeon buff on, he can do insane damage. And obviously, Ryu does have other factors that I think work really well for him. A crouching medium kick that is decently long, so if they're trying to walk back out of your range, you have the crouching medium kick to threaten with. You do have an overhead, which Blaz went for a lot, and Ryu's overhead actually is surprisingly good. I think it's probably like one of the best overheads in the game. It's 20 frame startup, so it's really fast, got good range, and that's why he went for like a lot of resets with it. He went with it a lot, and it puts Ryu at like a +7 on hit, so he can go for like follow-up combos. He can even just go immediately into super or like uppercut into super and deal insane damage. Blaz played immaculately. Like, his gameplay was absolutely perfect. His whiff punishes were insane, his confirms were on point, kinda shaky at the grand finals, but otherwise, he was absolutely amazing. The anti-airs, the throw loops, the corner pressure, his use of Hashogeki to like drive to attack like his opponent drive gauge. Everything he did was honestly spectacular, but the way that he used standing heavy punch, medium kick, donkey kick, and the way that he made it work so much for him to the point where you will have like world class players kind of like fumbling on how to deal with it. That to me was by far like the biggest success story of this Capcom Cup, and it really is an eye-opening experience to see someone come up. And it's kind of interesting also that all of like the newcomers, I don't say newcomers, all of like the young guns like Paladins, like Kusanagi, like Blaz, all of the young kids who have no perception of how Ryu is supposed to be played, they're all of the guys that are playing him really well. Go figures. Anyways, what are your thoughts on that performance? What are your thoughts on how Blaz used Ryu? Did it change your perception on how the character is supposed to be played? I would love to hear your thoughts about all of it in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.